got a variable, what should I do? I need an operator and I need it soon. Start with equals, yeah, that's the way. Assign some value, let it play. Add and subtract with those equals, and minus equals, multiply equals, divide equals to save. From basic to complex, you know it's true. Assignment operators, they're here for you. Operators, groove in the code. Assignment, comparison, let's hit the road. Equality's a dance, ternary's a chance. JavaScript operators, let's enhance. When you're comparing numbers, you've got to be keen. Greater than or less than, know what I mean? Equal or more, equal or less. These comparison operators put code to the test. Make decisions in your script, left or right. Operators guide you, show you the light. If and else statements in control of the flow. Comparison operators help your program grow. Operators, groove in the code. Assignment, comparison, let's hit the road. Equality's a dance, ternary's a chance. JavaScript operators, let's enhance. Is it equal, or is it triple equal? Loose or strict, what's your destiny? Check the value, check the type. Strict is clean, loose is hype. Does not equal, double does not equal. Understanding these will make your code boast when you want to match or not. Remember this line, equality operators keep your logic fine. Operators, groove in the code. Assignment, comparison, let's hit the road. Equality's a dance, ternary's a chance. JavaScript operators, let's enhance. Got a choice, you wanna make it fast. If else is cool, but let's make it last. A one-liner operator, short and sweet. The ternary groove just can't be beat. Condition, question, true, code, false part in sight. Making decisions, keeping it tight. It's all about shorthand, keeping it lean. Ternary operators, the coding machine. Operators, groove in the code. Assignment, comparison, let's hit the road. Equality's a dance, ternary's a chance. JavaScript operators, let's enhance. So code with rhythm, code with style. JavaScript operators make it all worthwhile. From assignment to ternary, now you see these operators will set your code free. So code with rhythm, code with style. JavaScript operators make it all worthwhile. From assignment to ternary, now you see these operators will set your code free.
All right, back in Visual Studio. So the easiest assignment operator we've already really kind of explored. We'll say x equals 10, and that is just variable equals whatever the number is. Now x contains that number. You could also have said it made it a string, but we want, for this example, we're going to use numbers. Okay, so that's the easiest kind of assignment. That's the easiest kind of operator. But you could also do operators. I'm going to say x equals x plus 5 is one that you could do. But there's a shorter way to do that. In computer programming, we always want the shortest and most succinct way to do that. And so we can say x plus equals 5. And what that means is whatever x is, add 5 and put it back into x. And that's really what that means. So we can also, obviously we have to subtract numbers. So we can say x equals x minus 3. And that says x equals whatever the result of that is, okay? But there's a shortcut way we can do this. We can say x minus equals 3, and it's going to be the same thing. It says x, we're going to subtract 3, and then whatever is the result we're going to put back into x. Obviously there's going to be a multiplication. X times equals, say 55, that's going to be a larger number. division x divide equals 14. And there again, you may or may not get decimal numbers. So let's go ahead and just make sure that we're getting the right results, or the results that we think we're going to get. And I'm going to go ahead and run this. Hopefully we'll get the, yeah, that looks okay. And that last one, the second to last one was a big number since we multiplied by 55, and the last one was a decimal number since it wasn't an even integer division. Okay, you can also do modulus x mod equals 3. You can also do exponent x exponent equals 2. Console.log there, just to make sure we're complete on these examples. There you go. Okay. There are 4 comparison operators: greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. So I'm going to run this, and you'll just get, these are all going to be Boolean. Now, normally you're not going to compare 2 numbers like this because you already know the answer. Let's say x equals 5 and let y equals 17. So you want to say console.log x greater than y, and I'm going to go ahead and put the whole gamut of these and see that even with variables we're going to get the answers we should get, and normally we're going to be dealing with variables, not these constants. Okay, so those are the comparison operators. Now let's talk about what are known as equality operators. So if I go up here and I type let x equals 5, that looks like an equality operator, but it's not. That single equal is for an assignment operator. Other languages such as Visual Basic back in the day used to use them both synonymously for not only assignments and comparisons, so it was very confusing. So this is actually not an equality operator, it's an assignment operator. But now if I say console.log x equals 4, console.log x equals 5, okay, notice that it's a double equals will compare, okay? And the first one says false and the second one says true. Now, we have this idea called strict and loose, okay? So these are what are called loose equality. These are both loose, okay? And I'll explain why later, just for right now. Bear with me. So that's equal means is it equal to? Okay. We also have the same thing, is it not equal to? X does not equal to 4. X does not equal to 5. Now we're going to get the opposite answer because obviously it's does not equal. Okay. So these are also loose equality operators. Now, the reason they're loose is because they are only testing the contents. They're not testing to make sure that the thing on the left and the thing on the right are the same. So what happened was JavaScript has a reputation for mistyping things. And so it's easy for a programmer to mistype things. So for instance, I might say let y equals 5, like that. And if I say console.log x equal y, and console.log x does not equal y, well, it's comparing the same thing, right? It's comparing two number variables, 5 and 5. Let me make this 4 for that example. So let me go ahead and, sorry. Let me go ahead and run that. Okay, so these still are okay because I'm comparing the same types. But what if for whatever reason I come in here and I compare this to, say, 5, 6, 7, right? So these are different types. This is a string, and this is an integer. But what if my integer was, say, 5, and I made that 5? I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this stuff here so we can see a better comparison. So is that going to be true or not? X equals string 5. See, it says it's true. The reason it says it's true is because the JavaScript runtime will do what's called a type coercion. And it'll try, it says, okay, these aren't the same. Let me try to do a comparison of the same types. And so, but this is not what we want. We actually want it to reject that it's not the same type. So what we want to do is we want to use an equal, equal, equal. And what that says is not only am I looking for the same content, but I'm looking for the same type. So this first one will now turn out to be false, because even though it thinks there's a 5 in one and a string 5 in another, so it's looking at their types and it knows they're different types, so it will say false. So the last thing I'm going to cover in this section is what's called a ternary operator. And you can think of the format or syntax as this. There's a condition, followed by a question mark, followed by the first expression that will happen if it's true, followed by the second expression that will happen if it's false. So that might be 5 greater than 4, that's a condition, right? Question, 77 or 88. So the result of this would be 77, because this is true, and if the condition is true, you're going to get 77. Otherwise, you'll get 88. Now, you're not going to see anything here until I put this in a console log, and we'll go ahead and run that, and sure enough, you get a 77. Not very practical to do that, though. So what I'm going to say is let result equals that, right? So you're putting the result into a variable, and now I'll say console.log result. Going to run that, and we get the same thing. But now I can also do this with variables. So let's say let x equals 55, let y equals 99, and so instead of these constants here, we'll say x greater than y. So go ahead and run that. I get 88, and even these can be variables. Let's say z equals 100, cz equals 101. So I can say z, dz, and my results will be based on those two variables.